Yep, okay,
It's
you're
live.
live now.
All right. Hey everybody, my name is Jakara Lewis and I am the author of the Kisses series TEAS Math Edition, which is a workbook that I created in order to make your studying journey during your TEAS a lot easier. What the book includes is a diagnostic test, which you guys can find located under the Files tab, which helps you to assess both your strengths and your weaknesses prior to studying. What it does is it helps to create a path for your studying so that you aren't studying topics that are unrelated back to back. So it's easier for you to be able to retain the topics. The book also includes 2 full-length practice tests that you can utilize towards the end of your studying in order to, again, assess where you are in terms of strengths and weaknesses so you know what to focus on prior to taking a real test. The book also includes over 1,400 practice questions because as a former math teacher, I definitely understand the importance of repetition when it comes to math in order for you to be able to, again, retain information. So you guys hear me say the word retain a lot because retention is very important when we talk about standardized testing, because what tends to happen coupled with your anxiety is that people always tend to forget certain topics. So that's why I always say retain. Retention is so important and it's such a big topic when it comes to studying, because you want to make sure that you have the information in the forefront of your brain, and even if it's in the back of your mind, you're able to retrieve it, apply it, and execute questions successfully. Topics can be mastered between 1 and 3 steps. I wanted to make sure in breaking down the questions that you guys didn't receive instructions that were real cumbersome and confused you. So I made sure that every single topic, so out of the 15 topics on every single one, every single sub skill that's included in the topics can be mastered in 1 to 3 steps, guaranteed. And we also have online resources available. So of course, as I do these live tutorials, these are all examples that come from the book. So it's definitely a great guide to help walk you through just in case the instructions are a little shaky for you. And of course, it's prepping me for my YouTube videos. So of course, your feedback is greatly appreciated. So if you have not received the book yet, right now we have the book. It's been shipped to 6 different states. And of course, my goal is to get it into all 50 states. You can definitely drop me your email and I can send you an invoice over. The price of the book is $40 plus a $10 flat rate shipping fee due to the weight of the book. So today's video is going to focus on questions 29 through 32 of the diagnostic. So if you've been following us from the beginning, or if you're a new member, what I'm doing is after I complete each cluster, cluster 4 was just completed today, which included operations with rational numbers, as well as solving real world 1 and multi-step problems with rational numbers. So today's 4 questions that we're going to go over are all examples of how those topics will be seen in test form. So if you haven't had a chance to take the diagnostic, it's located at the Files tab at the top of the page. I definitely recommend that you take it, as to give you a post as to where you are so that you know how to guide your particular studying. So today's video will be super quick because it's only 4 questions. The other topics usually had about 6 or 7 questions, but these are pretty straightforward. And as I go through the questions, if you haven't mastered some of the sub skills, a lot of the stuff I won't be breaking down in particular because I have a lot of other videos posted that review the sub skills. So if you hear me saying that sub skills, that means that that's something that you need to know prior to practicing this so that you're able to successfully execute it. As I read the problems, I will not be writing them down because they take up too much space on the board. So it would help if you press and pause, which means you can write the question out. And as I go over it, you can do it with me. Or you can download the diagnostic test and just use it as you go. Print it out and use it. All right, so for question number 29, it says, Luke can type a 10-page paper in 12 hours. Cindy can type the same number of pages in 8 hours. If they work together, how long will it take them to complete the paper? So this is going to be an example of our rate of work questions, which means it takes person A this long to complete a task and person B this long to complete a task. And we want to know how long would it take them to complete it together. So I have Cindy and I have Luke. All right, and it says that Luke can type a 10-page paper in 12 hours and Cindy can type the same number of pages in 8 hours. So remember what I told you guys when we have this, remember what I told you guys when we have this particular topic, there are a lot of different ways that they can present this to you, but I like to take a shortcut because the long way forces you to create an equation to solve and all that, and that's just not necessary. So anytime you have a rate of work question of this type of scenario, what you're going to do is you're going to create a fraction. On the top, you're going to multiply. On the bottom, you're going to add. So we insert our two values. So we have 8 and we have 12. So we're going to do 8 times 12, which is 96. And 8 plus 12, which is 20. And then we're going to use our core function calculator. Make sure you guys are practicing because this is a tool that you guys are going to have to utilize on your test. We do 96. I should have wrote the answers out so you can see it. 96 divided by 20. And we get 4.8. 4.8. And then we're talking about hours. All right, so again, the question says, Luke can type a 10-page paper in 12 hours. Cindy can type the same number of pages in 8 hours. If they work together, how long will it take them to complete the paper? So this is an example of a rate of work question, just in case you guys are trying to find other materials to practice with. So my shortcut is you guys create a fraction, multiply the two values at the top, add them at the bottom, and go through and simplify. And in this case, we got 4.8 hours. And that's question number 29. What I didn't do, which is what I normally do, I forgot to do it for that question, is normally I write the question number in the corner and the multiple choice answers on the side. Since we are pulling from multiple choice, so that was my mistake for the first one. But I'll do it for the remaining questions that we have. And again, these are the word problems that are going to be multi-step. And what tends to happen a lot of the times is that people fail to execute these properly because they don't possess the proper sub-skills. And that's why the book was organized in a certain manner so that you guys didn't have to figure it out yourself. What tends to happen is that sometimes people force themselves to do things that they don't have the proper background to do. So because, you know, I have a background in education, it makes more sense for me to be able to organize this for you to make it a lot easier. And that's what you want to do. You want to make sure that you try to create the easiest path you can for yourself as you're studying because it's already a stressful situation. A lot of you guys have families, you have kids, you have jobs, on top of trying to, you know, finish your prereqs, on top of trying to prep for this test. I know it's a lot, being nervous. So you always want to keep that in mind. All right, so for number 30, it says, Ashley is paid $2,754.89 bi-monthly if $432.58 in taxes is taken from each paycheck. What is her net annual salary? So keywords is what we're looking at. So first things first, she's paid bi-monthly. So you should know, based on your sub-skills, that bi-monthly means twice a month or every 2 weeks. So we know that she is paid $2,754.89 twice a month. All right, it says that $432.58 in taxes is taken from each paycheck. So that means that that is taken out twice a month or every time she gets paid. So $432.58 in taxes. And they want to know what the net annual salary is. So remember when we talked about net salary or net pay, that's always going to include what we're making after all of our deductions have been made, whether it's taxes or insurance or savings or whatever you're going to take out of your particular paycheck. So again, if we look at the question from the top, it says Ashley is paid $2,754.89 bi-monthly. So that's every 2 weeks she gets paid that. It says if $432.58 in taxes is taken from each paycheck, what is her net annual salary? So first things first, when we talk about net annual salary, that's going to be what she makes within a whole year. Well, we started off talking about what she makes every other week or every 2 weeks. So first things first, we're going to figure out, well, how much is she making in 1 month? What's her net pay each month? So what we're going to do is we're going to deduct our taxes from our paycheck to figure out what our net pay is for each paycheck first. And then we're going to go from there. So we're going to do $2,754.89 minus the $432.58. And that's going to give us our net pay for each pay period. I really hate these calculators because my nails are so long. But luckily for you guys, your calculator will be embedded into your test, so it'll be on screen for you guys to use. All right, so after our deductions, our net pay is $2,322.31, and that's going to be every 2 weeks. So if I want to figure out how much she's making in 1 month, we're going to multiply that times 2. That's going to tell us how much she's making each month. Questions like these should be fairly easy for you guys because almost everyone at this point should have had a job in their life or received some type of paycheck. All right, and that's going to give us $4,644.62 each month. So if we want to know what our net annual salary is, I know that there are 12 months in a year. So I'm going to do my net pay each month, the $4,644.62. I'm going to do that times 12. And that should give us our answer. And again, you want to make sure you guys are utilizing your calculators so that you don't make any computational errors. You guys know in the last version of the TEAS test, which was the TEAS 5, they didn't even allow you to use a calculator. So it was much harder to prep because everything had to be done by hand. But I will say the questions required more arithmetic, but they weren't as hard as these questions are. And after multiplying, we come out with $55,735.44, which is letter A. So if we go through and look at what I did one more time, it says Ashley is paid $2,754.89 bi-monthly. So that's every 2 weeks she's paid that. It says if $432.58 in taxes is taken from each paycheck, what is her net annual salary? So you guys always want to make sure you guys know those keywords. So bi-monthly we know is every 2 weeks. Net annual salary is how much we make a year minus our deductions. And in this case, our taxes are our deductions. So we're going to go ahead and subtract those out. So what I did first was I deducted my taxes, and I got $2,322.31. That's how much she makes bi-monthly. So if I want to know how much she makes in 1 month, I multiply that times 2, and that gave me the $4,644.62. So this is her net pay each month. If I want to know what her net annual salary is, I multiply that times 12 because there are 12 months in a year, and that's how we got $55,735.44. I know it seems like a lot, but it's really not that bad, because it's really all basic arithmetic. But again, it goes back to those sub skills. You understanding when to add, when to subtract, understanding the vocabulary and what it means and when to do what. So again, strengthening those sub skills, making sure you guys are studying in the right order so that topics are overlapping. You want the topics to overlap so that they're so similar that, again, you're building that retention, you're strengthening that retention, and it's not an issue. So again, right now we are reviewing questions 29 through 32 from the diagnostic test, and this is covering questions that you guys could see from cluster 4, the second half, which just revolves around solving one or multi-step word problems involving rational numbers. All right, we just have one more to go after this, and we're good. Why does that have that right there? All right, so number 31 says, at the local supermarket, oranges, Jesus, I can't talk. Oranges are $1.29 a pound, apples are 75 cents a pound, and bananas are 30 cents a pound. If Anna purchases 3 pounds of oranges, 2 pounds of apples, and 5 pounds of bananas, what is her total? So we know total means we're going to have to add something together. So if we make a list of everything that we have, I know that oranges are going to be $1.29 a pound. I know that apples are going to be 75 cents a pound, and make sure if they give you cents, you guys have to convert that to a decimal, because you can't just put 75. You can't do math with that because it's in cents form, which means it has to be a decimal. And then bananas are 30 cents a pound. So again, that's that sub skill that you guys have to make sure that you know, because this is where the mistake is made. This is where people will just put 75 and 30 versus putting it in decimal form. It's just like when we're working with percentages, okay? You guys can't actually do math with it in that form. So it says that she buys 3 pounds of oranges. So I know I have to multiply this times 3 because I have 3 pounds of that. That's a 3? Or is it backwards?
No, that's correct.
Okay. 2 pounds of apples and 5 pounds of bananas. All right. So we're going to multiply all of those out to see what we get. And then, of course, we're looking for our total. That means we're going to add everything together. So if I do $1.29 times 3, that gives me $3.87. If I do 75 cents times 2, that gives me $1 and this is crazy, 50 cents. And if I do 30 cents times 5, that gives me $1.50. So if I add all those together, that's going to give me $6.87, which is D. All right, so if we look at our question again from the top, it says at the local supermarket, oranges are $1.29 a pound, apples are 75 cents a pound, and bananas are 30 cents a pound. If Anna purchases 3 pounds of oranges, 2 pounds of apples, and 5 pounds of bananas, what is her total? So we know total means we have to add everything up in the end, because each is the keyword for multiplication. For every pound that I have, that's $1.29. So I have to multiply because I bought 3 oranges. I have to multiply because I bought 2 apples. Well, 2 pounds of apples. I have to multiply because I bought 5 pounds of bananas. So from there, when we multiply, we got $3.87, $1.50, $1.50. Add them all together, and we ended with $6.87 total. All right, and to take it on home on this lovely 4th of July, our last question, so I can get out of here and go take me a nap because I am tired. I hope a lot of you guys are enjoying your holiday, and I really hope a lot of you guys took today to study. So I know a lot of those test dates are coming up at the end of the month, which means it's crunch time, and it should be 0 days off. That's the kind of mind frame you guys have to kind of get in, though. It should be no days off, period. You guys have to get into the groove of understanding how important this test is and striving to pass it the first time. I know sometimes some of you guys aren't going to pass it the first time. That's very normal, just to let you guys know. It is normal for people to fail a test the first time, okay? So don't beat yourself down. Everything happens in your time. All right, so last one, number 32 for the road. It says Kendrick's checking account had an available balance of $20,235.54 on Wednesday. That same day, he made a purchase for $8,298.21. Thursday, his bank charged him a monthly fee of $25. He wrote a check the next day for $1,000. What was his available balance Friday? So this is where we're talking about our financial adjustments. You guys need to make sure, and for the most part, everybody should be familiar, that you guys know all of your keywords. So we know he started out, let's go ahead and write that out, with $20,000, $20,235.44, right? All right, it says he made a purchase. So anytime I make a purchase, that's like doing a withdrawal when I slide my card, I'm spending money. So we're going to subtract that out of $8,000. I lost myself. Where was it? $8,298.21. It says his bank charged him a monthly fee. So anytime I pay a fee, that's another deduction. I'm also subtracting once again. And it says that he wrote a check the next day for $1,000. So we know anytime I write a check, of course, I'm spending money as well. So if you notice, all of his transactions that occurred there were all subtractions. So we're deducting all of these values from that initial $20,000, $20,235.44. So one more time from the top before we actually do the math. It says Kendra's checking account had an available balance of $20,235.54 on Wednesday. That same day, he made a purchase for $8,298.21, and we deduct that because anytime I make a purchase or I spend money, that's a withdrawal from my account. That's a debit. Thursday, his bank charged him a monthly fee of $25. So anytime you guys pay a fee or somebody charges you for something, that's an additional deduction. And it says he wrote a check the next day for $1,000. So of course, writing your check is just like sliding your card. It's making a deduction from your account. So we're going to subtract all of these values from our initial value of $20,000 and some change to see where we are. All right, so we have $20,235.44 minus $8,298 21 cents minus 25 minus 1,000, and we end up with $10,912.23, which is C. Now, what you guys will notice sometimes in our answer keys is that what I did as I was making the test is that as I did the answer choices, I made sure to make the same mistakes that I know that you guys will make, so that you'll always feel like you got the right answer. Because sometimes people will lean too heavily on the multiple choice idea and they will try to skip steps. So I want to make sure that you guys are retaining everything and noticing when you're doing things right and when you're doing things wrong. Because if you can go through and do this fully and you check your answer against my answer and it's not correct, I want you to be able to go back and identify where you made your misstep. That's the thing. I didn't want to make it easy for you guys in doing a multiple choice. I didn't want the right answer to seem so obvious. I wanted you guys to go in and make the mistake, because if you make mistakes, you can correct the behavior. If you happen to get by and get by and get by and get by, you're more likely to get it wrong on your test. So I want to make sure that any behavior that is incorrect in terms of executing the problem is we catch it so we can fix it. Okay? So, again, if you guys are having trouble prepping for the test, these questions specifically focus on solving real world one and multi-step problems involving rational numbers. So this book definitely is a great asset for you guys to have, because what it does is it helps to organize and guide your studying so that you're not studying all over the place, and it definitely provides you with great examples and more than enough practice. If you would like to purchase the book, you can drop your email below and I'll send you an invoice via PayPal. The price is $40 plus $10 for shipping because of the weight of the book. Of course, if you guys have any questions as we are progressing, please feel free to let me know. So we are transitioning into our 5th cluster, which I'm so excited about, and we're going to touch on equations. So we talk about equations, expressions, inequalities, absolute value equations. We talk about translating expressions, equations, inequalities into sentences, all that good stuff, word problems with equations. That's our last powwow. And then we'll have questions 33 through 36 of the diagnostic, and then that'll be all the main topics through the book. So if you're somebody and you just joined, there are, I think so far, I've covered 13 of the 15 topics that you guys will see on your test. So the only thing that I have not covered so far are going to be equations. So if you guys are having trouble with anything outside of that, make sure you guys scroll through, or you can check the tab at the top that says videos, and every video that I've uploaded, it covers a topic that you guys will see on your test, okay? And of course, if you guys have any questions, make sure to contribute to the group right on the wall. I can tag you in the video. We can get you going, get you started. And don't forget, July 15th, my digital download will be available for you guys for $30. It includes 5 full-length practice tests with full explanations, because remember, we want to keep putting ourselves in that testing situation so that you guys are more successful on your test day. So thank you guys again for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow where we'll start cluster 5. Thank you.